Hey viewers, welcome back to the channel. Quick video today talking about the surround sound I'm doing in our game room. All that wiring is done, so I figured I'd take you through what I decided to do. So I guess for reference, here's the space. All right, here's the game room, and not a dedicated home theater, so kind of a multi-purpose room. So I figured do a home theater kind of in the front area and then leave the back of it, open for whatever. So the configuration I decided to go with was a 5-1-2, mainly because that's the receiver I already have. The receiver will support either 5-1-2 or 7-1, and I figured 5-1-2 because more stuff is coming out with Atmos tracks, I think, and I like that better. And for this room, it's easier speaker placement than to try to get a set of rear channels. So I guess real quick, for those who don't know home theater, 5-1-2. So that means you have 5 channels of kind of primary sound, 1 channel of subwoofer, and 2 channels of Atmos. So in this case, your 5 channels would be your center, your left front, your left right, your side left, your side right, and then your Atmos channels are these speakers in the ceiling that give you Atmos, standing for like atmospheric. So the idea is to try to give you that kind of more immersive sound, firing down at you. So I'll talk first off at the kind of the wiring. I use 12 gauge speaker wire for everything. It's overkill, but I just bought a spool of it and didn't care. It's monoprice, 12 gauge speaker wire. Most of the stuff I try to use is monoprice just because it's a good value. So here's the panel I ended up choosing for this, and trying to find one with the right labels is really hard for like 5-1-2 and whatnot. So I ended up with this one, which is basically, it's a 7-1 panel, but I'm just calling, surround left and right, I'm just calling those the Atmos, and that's how I have it wired. And then what I did here, so main panel here, right? And then I ran jacks on the wall for all the things that I was going to have kind of freestanding speakers for. In my case, that's the center channel there, the left front channel, the right front channel over there by the outlet, and then a subwoofer right here, right? Because I could have done in-wall speakers, but since this is the game room, I can get away with not having it be absolutely perfectly pleasing. So I like that. For the side surrounds, got those here. I went with these. These are, again, monoprice, and I absolutely love them. Let's see if this girl comes up. This girl's magnetic. So these are basically the cheapest in-wall bookshelf speakers that I could get for monoprice, and they are fabulous. I think they were like 40 bucks a pair, 50 bucks a pair. And likewise, up here, these are a 6.5 inch or so speakers, monoprice, probably 30, 40 bucks a pair for these Atmos. And I haven't heard them yet, but I've had other in-wall monoprice speakers in the past at the previous house, and I've been very happy with them for the value. And this not being a dedicated home theater, I think this is the best bang for our buck. I mean, I've got a refurbished like $250 receiver, right? So I mean, I'm going to scale my speakers with the rest of the system. Other considerations, so all the rooms, I probably won't do videos on this, but all the rooms got these kind of recessed TV boxes, right? So we got an outlet, and then all your ports. But in this case, I ran 2 HDMI ports up here, right? And those will connect down here because I'm going to have the receiver, right, connected to this. And so that way I'll keep the TV nice and clean with all the wires out of the way. Now, aside from all the wires out of the way, I made one mistake, and I wish I could fix it. If you notice, down here I did 4 Ethernet drops. And you may say, boy, that's a lot. Well, we like to play video games in this family. So this is going to have at least an Xbox up here and probably more stuff, right? So, I mean, multiple game consoles or whatever, it's not going to, they'd fill up pretty quick, I'm sure. So 4 isn't unreasonable. But I wish I also ran one of those or a 5th one or 6th one, right, up here. The use case being, like a Fire Stick. If I want a Fire Stick on this TV, I could put it up there and have Ethernet. Now, I could also put it down there on the receiver, right, and still have Ethernet. So that's an option too. But it would have been nice just to have that up there as like I said, as an option. But not a huge deal. So that's it for home theater. Future state for home theater is I would like to repurpose this attic space. So this right here, this long and narrow space, turn it into a very small home theater. I'd like to. I think it'd be a good candidate. I don't know how well it would actually work in practice. It seems like it, after I kind of wall in stuff, like for the ducts and everything, it's getting pretty narrow to where I don't know if it would actually work. But we'll see. So maybe that video will come in the next, 10 to 15 years. So stay tuned. All right, that's all I got. That is the home theater system for the house. I guess while I can talk about home theater and walk a bit, the other, like I said, all the other rooms had those TV boxes, right? For wall mount TVs. And they all had these Ethernet jacks and the outlets. I guess tell by this. These were not the outlets that came with these boxes. The outlets that came with these boxes were 15 amp only. And when I say only, I mean the only option was a 14 gauge backstab connector. I threw those in the trash so that no one would ever have to find them and use them again. Least of all me. So I had to go buy new outlets for these. So that was disappointing. Other considerations for these boxes is they've got this kind of deep recessed box for cord management or whatever. And that's nice. But if you didn't take into account how deep that is during the rough-in, like me, then depending on where you put this box, you might hit a stud. And then what are you going to do, right? So I'm going to have to chop off the end of the box or something. So I've got a lot of them like that happened that way. So that kind of sucks. The other home theater, television, I guess this is turning into more of just a TV and home theater video, is in the living room. We're going to have, TV on the wall above the mantle. And you can see I did, the same kind of run, right? I did Ethernet up there since I'm not going to have a receiver in here. So I wanted to run everything up at the TV, and then also HDMI. And a PoE for later stuff, and those connect down here right to these HDMI cables, along with additional Ethernet. But I am not going to have surround sound in here, at least not initially, because we're not running wires. Because that was the deal I made with the aesthetics committee, also known as my wife, is let me do nice speakers up in the game room that you probably think are ugly, and then we don't do anything crazy in the living room, and we can keep it a little cleaner. So what we decided to do is this, a sound bar. This is the one I picked up. It's a Samsung A450. You tell me if it's any good. I don't know yet, but it was a pretty good price on Black Friday. This is a 2.1 system, basically. So 2 channels with a sound bar and then a wireless subwoofer, which meets our needs about perfectly. You want to triple the price. They have stuff with like wireless rear speakers. That would probably work for that scenario, but I wasn't about to drop that kind of money yet. So, okay, that's it. That's all about TVs and surround sound. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.